Night at 10:30 here on 13.
The following is a rebroadcast of tonight's 10 p.m. Eyewitness News.
You're watching Channel 13, KTRK TV, Houston, #1 in Texas. Eyewitness News with Dave Ward. Marvin Zimler's Action 13. Bob Allen has sports. Now, Channel 13, Eyewitness News Tonight.
Good evening, friends. An intense international search for 4 suspected mass murderers involved in a satanic drug-dealing cult is underway on both sides of the U.S.-Mexican border tonight. Our Sherman Chow joins us live from Brownsville now with the latest on this search for more suspects in the bizarre murder of Mark Kilroy and at least 11 other men. Sherman.
Dave, the Cameron County Sheriff's Department was just able to release a photograph of the suspected ringleader, 27-year-old Adolfo Constanzo, a man who has been nicknamed El Padrino, or the Godfather. And they believe he is the one who organized the satanic rituals for this drug ring. Now, since the 4 men already in custody have confessed to their crimes, officials tell us that will doubtless lead to their conviction. In Mexico, a man is guilty until proven innocent. Liz Exon has more on those grisly murders and the men who have publicly confessed to those crimes.
Authorities now believe Elio Hernandez, who was displayed for news people by authorities in Matamoros, Mexico, was one of 2 people who did all the killing at the ranch where the cult operated. They believe the victims were taken to a shack where they were bound and murdered. Afterward, they were buried in shallow graves not far from the shack, but before the bodies were buried, they were mutilated for worship.
They would boil the blood and drink the blood, and in some cases they would boil the brains with the blood and drink it.
And what was this supposed to do for them?
Give them strength.
This young woman has now also been identified as one of 2 ringleaders of the group. She's identified as 24-year-old Sarah Maria Aldrete. She was a straight-A student at Texas Southmost College. Lieutenant George Gabito says she led a double life.
She kind of was the one that would say, okay, we need to do one today, do one tomorrow. You know, she's the one that would kind of set up the dates on this.
Authorities say the other ringleader is 27-year-old Adolfo Constanzo. He's believed to be the other male who did all of the killing. Authorities now have more information about him. He was born in Florida and has homes in Mexico City and Miami, Florida. Law enforcement personnel have staked out both of those homes. In fact, authorities all over the country are looking for him. At the Cameron County Courthouse in Brownsville, Liz Exon, 13 Eyewitness News.
There is no federal death penalty in Mexico, but if these suspects are convicted of all their charges, which range from everything from murder to drug trafficking to possession of firearms, they could each face up to 972 years in prison. Tomorrow, they hope to resume the search for additional bodies on that ranch. Those victims, which have already been recovered, have been moved now to a morgue in Matamoros. The local papers here have been listing the location of that morgue, so families with missing relatives can see if their loved ones may have been a victim.
Tiene 3 meses que se desapareció y...
The locals tell us that missing persons are not uncommon in Mexico and far more difficult to locate here than in the United States.
If you lose someone over there, you have a 90% of a chance to find them than you do here. It's just very hard to say.
Among those officially identified, American Mark Kilroy. And earlier today, his parents held a press conference to thank investigators and to talk about their son.
You know, he made us proud, and we love him a lot. We feel that the Father in heaven loves him even more than we ever did, and that he's taking good care of him.
They just must be possessed by the devil. That would be the only explanation for such a bizarre and, for what they did. I prayed for all of them.
While Mark's parents took pains to thank the media for coverage of Mark's disappearance, local business owners were far less happy about the publicity.
We usually get real bad publicity from the States. I don't think it's any different than what happens in Houston.
The Kilroys also took pains to stress that they felt this kind of situation could have happened anywhere, whether it be in Mexico or in the United States. They did not blame anyone in Mexico or Matamoros for what happened to their son. At last word, 5 of the victims had been identified. 4 of them are Mexican nationals. The 5th, of course, Dave, is Mark Kilroy.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Sharon Mann. Residents living in Mark Kilroy's hometown of Santa Fe to the south of Houston are pulling together tonight to help the family through this tragedy. Grounds of the Kilroy Family Church in Hitchcock are adorned with yellow ribbons in memory of Mark. Children from the Lady of Lourdes Catholic Church are responsible for putting up those ribbons. The pastor of that church says the community has learned a lot in the wake of this tragedy.
How to love and how to have compassion and how to be understanding and how to be reaching out.
Church will be holding a memorial mass for Kilroy this Saturday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Also, a Santa Fe group is chartering a bus to go to Brownsville for tomorrow's memorial service for Mark there. The cost is $25 per person. Anyone interested in making that trip should call Jackie Gates at area code 409-925-7330. Back in Houston, local police tonight dealing with their own version of the deadly combination of Satanism and drugs. 5 suspects in custody after police raided a house in the Montrose area tonight. They found not only narcotics, but satanic paraphernalia and some dead animals. Stephen Gavain joins us from the site of that drug raid to give us the latest. Stephen?
Dave, right now we're seeking shelter at 108 Oak Street from the rain near downtown Houston. We're on the porch of the address where the police staged a drug bust earlier today. After a 6-week investigation, police have arrested 5 people here. 3 of them will be charged with trafficking a substance. And right now we want to take a look at what was in the house here after police busted these folks. There were signs on doors and walls, signs like "We have the fangs of beasts," and there were pentagrams also drawn on the floor as well. Graffiti on the walls everywhere on the 2nd floor of this 2-story home. Another sign said "Eat human flesh." And also you see a skull there, and there was that's a dead tarantula, one of other animals that were found in this home. Lots of rats were here, a skunk, a cat, and also the skull of a rat in one of the symbols. Police say that they bought cocaine and LSD from the residents of this home, and here with me right now to explain more about that is Lieutenant Joe Kunkel with the Houston Police Department's Narcotics Division. Lieutenant, with all of this that's going on with the Kilroy killing in Matamoros, is there any connection here?
No, we do not believe at this particular time that there is any connection whatsoever.
Tell us a little bit more about this particular situation. One of those arrested is allegedly a skinhead?
He claims to be a skinhead, yes, but we haven't verified that at this particular time.
Was this based on any kind of investigation? Was it investigation of drugs or investigation of satanic rituals or anything like that?
No, we've had a 6-week investigation strictly on drugs. We knew what they were when we went into it, but no, it was strictly on drugs.
All right, so police have made this drug arrest. We did not mention that 1,000 hits or doses of LSD were also found here in this house. Dave, back to you.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Stephen. Well, the deal involving Eastern Airlines won't fly, and Marvin Zindler helps a tomboy man fly through some red tape. These stories and more when Eyewitness News Tonight continue.
He starts out free of charge, marijuana. Why do illegal drugs exist in this society? For one simple reason, and it's called money. Because some chump somewhere can't hold a regular job, so he wants to poison you. They start you out free of charge. They say, don't worry about it. You won't get hooked. It won't hurt you. Try it. But what happens is that cute little monkey grows into that grill, and then you're no longer in control of your life. What I'm asking you to do today is to say no to drugs, say yes to the rest of your life. When somebody offers you illegal drugs, what are you going to tell them? No!
I'm bored. There's nothing to do. I've got an idea.
It's Mickey Thompson's Off-Road Grand Prix. Visit your Toyota dealer today for your Action Pass. Good for discounts on adult VIP seats and free pit passes. Your Toyota dealer's got the ticket. So get off the couch and get in on the action. See your Houston Super 6 Toyota dealer and catch Mickey Thompson's Off-Road Grand Prix Saturday, April 15th at the Houston Astrodome.
This eagle could land in trouble. The high point he might decide to rest on could be dangerous. Unaware that 13,000 volts await him, he heads toward it and lands unharmed. Wooden platforms above power lines now keep him above danger. They were developed and put there by a lot of people whose work brings them to this remote area. Do people really reach that high to protect a natural wonder? People do.
There's only one reason you wouldn't want to take advantage of all the great specials at Fiesta, and that's if you didn't know about them. So this week, buy 2-liter bottles of regular diet or caffeine-free Pepsi, Slice, Mountain Dew, or Mug root beer, just 88 cents each. And fresh pork shoulder picnics are on sale for only 59 cents a pound. Plus, enjoy sweet cantaloupes, a great value when you buy 3 for $1.19. And cleanup is always a breeze with jumbo rolls of Delta paper towel, just 49 cents each. Discover for yourself Fiesta.
Rear Admiral Richard Truly is President Bush's new choice to head up the nation's space agency. The President ended weeks of speculation today by nominating Truly at a White House ceremony this afternoon. Former astronaut is currently NASA's chief